Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And here I am with Doctor Who and the Daleks from 1965. Oh, yes, and a Steelbook as well. Now that is exciting. Well, let me talk about this film. And, well, I hope you find it exciting like I do. Or perhaps you won't, I don't know. Anyhow, so here we go. This is from 1965, right? I was, 5 years old when this came out. I remember, though, going to see it at cinema, but I think it would have been later showings. And of course, the year after, in 1966, we get Dalek Invasion of Earth. Now, both these starred Peter Cushing. Now, on the TV, of course, it was William Hartnell. And they decided that they were going to release these, I think, in many ways, cashing in on what Dalek Mania, because the episode that William Hartnell first starred in brought about this, it was... actually, this story here, which has been adapted, which was from the TV story, and it brought about a whole sweeping throughout the country of Dalek Mania, the toys, everything. And these films were able to even further cash in on that. I mean, I remember for my 5th birthday getting the Black Dalek, from this kind of time, definitely. So, here we are. How does it look today? What do I think about it? Well, I still love it. I mean, I'm having good memories of it as well, watching it on BBC, probably late 60s, early 70s. They showed both films. Absolutely loved them then. Though I think possibly it can be argued the second one is the better one. But looking at this one now, I can see so much why it was appealing at the time. It is, I suppose you could say, very kiddie friendly. It's very much for kids. And the other interesting thing is that Peter Cushing calls himself Doctor Who, which of course is the Doctor, not Doctor Who. And the whole feel of the Doctor is very different from William Hartnell. And I like Peter Cushing in this role. He's a sort of friendly grandfather figure, a bit sort of dotty, but he's got a good eye, he's kind. Completely different to William Hartnell's portrayal, particularly at the beginning, was very, very grumpy, was very devious and selfish sometimes, and he wasn't always a very nice character. Whereas Peter Cushing, well, he's just wonderful in this role. The girl who plays Susan, the actress, let's see, what was her name? Roberta Tovey, yeah. She's great. I like the Susan. They've kept the names as well from the other story, because we've got the Ian Chesterton as the sort of, well, that's the character that Roy Castle plays. And it's very different portrayal from this story as well. He's very much a clown figure. You can see he's aimed at a child audience to, have a laugh at and that. But it's good. It's all good. You have to take it at that kind of thing. I mean, there's people who are going around complaining, it's not canon, it don't follow what Doctor Who should be. Well, I'm sorry, but, you take it what it is, and it is a really good film. It is. It's just take it as that. It's enjoyable. It is. And the whole thing is just fantastic. I think it is. Anyhow, it was, interestingly enough, I think, because Amicus were behind the production, that I think was instrumental in Peter Cushing being cast. Also, incidentally, in 1965, the same year, Amicus released this. It was their first anthology horror story starring Peter Cushing. And one of the stories on there is a story called Voodoo. And guess what? The trumpet player is played by Roy Castle. So it's obviously there was a connection there, bringing over into the feature film. What the feature film does, I think, is it puts at the centre the Daleks, really at the centre of the film. They're colourful, they're bigger, they're bolder. The whole technical experience is there for you. Very 1960s. You know, I think of things, you know, when I think of this, as well as Doctor, I think of things like the Avengers on TV and the colour and everything like that. It's that exciting 60s vibe that's what it's got, and this film reflects that, and it works so well. I mean, it's interesting that I suppose this would be considered at the time a bit bigger budget. Well, certainly anything would be bigger than Doctor Who, but it was made for 180,000, which nowadays would be, they estimate, just over £3.5 million. So relatively, that's a small budget. And Amicus, of course, with their horror anthologies, again, were made quite cheaply and quickly. But this has a wonderful cinematic appearance to it, the way it's filmed, everything about it. I mean, the director, Gordon Fleming, he directed the follow-up as well, The Dalek Invasion Earth. His career was very much through television directing, so he must have absolutely loved all this, the bigger budget, the whole experience is great. I think one thing I notice, which I think perhaps is a negative, unfortunately, I like always being positive, is the Daleks are great, they look great, but they do talk too much in this film. You don't want the Daleks talking too much. They seem to be trying to move the narrative of the story along, trying to explain it, and we get sometimes rather stinted conversations going on, and they sound quite peculiar, but that's just one criticism of it. But I can get over that. But I could see it does stand out that the Daleks seem to be rather dragging the story along sometimes with all these explanations. But I mean, I remember we used to go around at school in the playground talking, "We are the Daleks," we'd be going around like that, and all this comes from that to some extent. We start talking and having conversations like Daleks, it's very silly. But the great thing I say about this film is it's for nostalgia to some extent, and those that perhaps are brought up on 2005 New Who would wonder what on earth this is. But I wouldn't be put off if you are not into the old stuff, because just take this of what it is and enjoy it as the Daleks. And I think Peter Cushing is a really good performance, and he should be recognised for that. His take on the Doctor is just as valid. Definitely. I like it. I think it's a good, friendly performance. And Peter Cushing is, I suppose I'm biased, is one of my favourite actors, with Sir Christopher Lee as well. So therefore, you actually, when I see Peter Cushing, he puts so much good into the role that he plays, and he's so good at it. And he is at this. It's great. I love his relationship, even like with his granddaughter. With the whole film is, in many ways, if it didn't have him in it, wouldn't be half as good. It really wouldn't. He really helps make this film. The two important parts are definitely the Daleks' appearance, the way they look. The whole Dalek vibe is great, apart from a few criticisms, as I said. But the Daleks and Peter Cushing together really make this film stand up. So I think that's important to say, that Peter Cushing brings such a lot to the role of the Doctor. And he should be recognised for that. Definitely should be recognised for that. This 4K transfer, just, what can I say? The colours just pop. It just looks so good. The contrast, everything about it. You've got to love it. You've got to just love it. I couldn't help but think, wow, this is the best you're ever going to see it. And it brought back, again, seeing it in the cinema as well, how that exciting, wondrous feeling you get, It's here. You put it on and it's there. So I'm really excited, looking forward to the next one, which is coming out very soon, I hope. Yes, so that's going to be exciting as well. But this, putting it in, I just sat back and was just absolutely thinking, wow, this is great. We want more. Definitely want more. And this Steelbook edition, I don't have that many Steelbooks in my collection. I do have some, but I'm not like an exclusive, massive Steelbook collector. But I thought, well, I'd get that. And also, the other set looked great, but £50, it's getting difficult now. This whole collector's thing, and we can't afford all these. I can't afford to be buying all these special sets. You have to do what the best you can, really, as a collector. And I've gone for the Steelbook. Definitely, I like it. It's good. I just open. Look at this. It's really lovely, the artwork. And you get 2 discs in here. You get the 4K and you get the Blu-ray version as well. It's highly recommended, I think, and it's worth. This one is, to me, worth every penny. The collectors, well, yeah, I don't know, but anyhow, it's an individual decision, I think, what you decide. So that's all I can say, really. I'm very happy about this film, and I do love it, and can't wait for the Invasion to be released. Yes, can't wait for Dalek Invasion of Earth to be released. Oh, that's going to be grand. Oh, I'm getting excited now. I get excited when I'm watching this, I'm told you. Hey, anyhow, so all I've got to say is, you could subscribe if you want. You can give this video a like. Tell me what you think about it. I don't know. Do what you want. Anyhow, so all I'm going to say is, I'll see thee, and I'll see thee again.